Good afternoon, baseball fans, and welcome to Yankee Stadium, home of the 17-11 first-place New York Yankees as they play host to the visiting 11-16 Seattle Mariners. The Mariners' batting order put together by manager Lloyd McClendon is as follows. Center fielder Austin Jackson, followed by DH Justin Ruggiano, second baseman Robinson Cano, third baseman Kyle Seager, right field Nelson Cruz, first base Logan Morrison, left field Franklin Gutierrez, catcher Mike Zunino, and shortstop is Brad Miller. Will round things out. While on the mound for the Yankees is the former Mariner, the 2015 Rookie of the Year. 3-1 so far on this season with the Yankees is Tyler Olson with a 2.60 ERA in 5 games started so far here in 2016. And Austin Jackson will dig into the batter's box to lead off the ballgame for the Mariners, hitting .234 with 6 home runs and 14 RBI on the season. First pitch of the ball game from Olson, check swung, and he did not go around, taken for a strike. For a ball correction. 1-0 count on Jackson. Olson sets, kicks, turns, fires, and that's grounded to the shortstop, Gregorius. He fields, flicks to first, and Jackson is retired for the first out of the ball game. Tyler Olson's scouting report. Four-seamer maxes out at 92, followed by a slider, which is his slowest pitch, backs down to a 74, two-seamer, and circle change. Now Justin Ruggiano in the DH position in the 2-hole, digs in. Here comes the first pitch of the at-bat from Olson, in there for a strike taken. Circle change, 85 on the gun, the count runs to 1-1 now. Here it comes from Olson, that's going to be popped into shallow center field. Jacoby gives it a chase, and he's camped under it as he'll retire that one for the second out of the inning. So Jackson Ruggiano down. And now that'll bring up the number 3 hitter, the former New York Yankee, Robinson Cano. Leads this Mariners team in home runs with 9 on the season. First pitch of the batter is in there for a strike. Taken, 90 fastball. 0-2 count now on Cano, lefty on lefty. Here comes the pitch, and he chases the slider down and away. Robinson Cano goes down swinging, and that's a 1-2-3 inning for Tyler Olson as we're scoreless at the end of the top half of the first. Welcome back to Yankees baseball here in the bottom half of the first inning, and the Yankees batting order is center fielder Jacoby Ellsbury, left fielder Brett Gardner, third baseman Chase Headley, catcher Brian McCann, first baseman Greg Bird, right fielder Aaron Judge, second baseman Dino Cruz, DH Alex Rodriguez, and shortstop is Didi Gregorius. While on the mound for the Mariners is Hisashi Iwakuma, the right-hander, 1-2 on this season, with a 2.79 ERA in 5 games started so far in 2016. And making his way to the plate now to lead things off in the bottom half of the first for the Yankees is Jacoby Ellsbury, leading this team in stolen bases with 13 so far in 2016. The first pitch from Iwakuma is going to be popped behind home plate. Zunino is right by the Yankees symbol behind home plate, and he retires Ellsbury on a first pitch pop-up in foul territory as he'll take the walk of shame back to the dugout, and that'll bring up the left fielder Brett Gardner, hitting .307 in the season, with 10 stolen bases, which is second on the Yankees. First pitch from Iwakuma, here it comes. It's taken for a strike, slider on the outside half of the plate. Brett Gardner's 10 stolen bases has him 4th in the American League. The 0-2 pitch, here it comes. That's going to be grounded to the second baseman Cano. Fields ranges to his left, and he gets Gardner out at first for the second out of the inning. So 2 down here as that'll bring up Chase Headley in the 3-hole. He is 3 for 18 this last 5 games, cooled down a bit. So here comes the pitch from Iwakuma. And that's cut through the curveball. First pitch strike. 72 on the gun. Count runs the 2-2 now, all evened out as here comes the 2-2 from Iwakuma. As that's cut through in the dirt, Zunino fields, fires the first, and that's a strikeout. Drop third strike, 3 down, 1-2-3 for the Yankees and the Mariners in the first inning. So at the end of one, we're scoreless between the Yankees and Mariners. Welcome back to Yankees baseball here in the top half of the 5th inning. We are still scoreless, all knotted up at nothing, as Kyle Mott, related to Bob Seager, digs into the batter's box for the Mariners. Here comes the lefty-on-lefty pitch from Olson as it's fouled off for the first strike down the first base line. 0-1 count now as Olson sets, kicks, and fires the 0-1 pitch, and that's grounded into the shortstop gap. Didi Fields fires the first, but Seager beats it out. He booked it down the line, and he beats out the throw from Didi Gregorius as Kyle Seager has himself an infield single. He'll lead off the top half of the fifth as that'll bring up Nelson Cruz. 0 for 1 on the day with a ground out back in the second inning. Runner on first is Seager. The pitch from Olson is taken for a strike, nicks the outside half, 78 slider. Evens out now the count. Here comes the 1-1 from Olson. That's grounded to Headley. He fires a second, that's one down, fires the first, and that's a 5-4-3 double play for the New York Yankees. Headley to Cruz to Bird, and there's 2 down here in the top half of the fifth as it brings up Logan Morrison. 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout back in the second. Here comes the pitch, and that's taken for a strike. Two-seamer, 90 on the gun. 0-1 count, now runs to 1-1, all evened out. As here comes the one from Olson. And that's a base hit into right field. Judge will field it down on a knee. He'll fire into the cutoff man quickly, and that is a single for Logan Morrison with 2 outs, keeping the inning alive. Brings up Franklin Gutierrez. Olson sets, here comes the pitch. Nicks the inside half, 90, strike 1. 0-1 count, here it comes, and that's popped into left field. Gardner is there, but he misses the ball, and that'll roll to the wall. Logan Morrison is at third base. He is not stopping there. Rounds and heads home. He will score with these as Brett Gardner commits an error in left field. And Gutierrez gets the second, and the Mariners strike for a 1-0 lead. Error on Brett Gardner, so 2 outs now. Gutierrez on second brings up Mike Zunino, the former Florida Gator, catching. First pitch from Olson is going to be slapped opposite way into right field. Judge puts it away on the run, as that's 3 down here in the top half of the fifth, but not before the Mariners strike for 1 on an error from Brett Gardner, as the Mariners are up 1-0 over the Yankees at the end of the top half of the fifth. Welcome to Yankees baseball here in the bottom half of the sixth inning as Jacoby Ellsbury, the center fielder, digs in to lead off the inning for the Bombers. He'll be facing Hisashi Iwakuma, who is still on the mound. His 70th pitch of the ballgame, here it comes. And it misses the outside half, 73 curveball. Count runs the 2-1 now on Jacoby. Iwakuma sets, kicks, and fires the 2-1, and Ellsbury takes that one into the right center gap. That'll roll to the wall. Ellsbury rounds first. He heads into second as the throw is into the cutoff man. He'll hold up at 2. And Jacoby Ellsbury has himself a lead-off 2-bagger, putting him at 9 on the season, which leads this Yankee team. So his 9th double, he's on second with nobody out, and that'll bring up Brett Gardner, the country kid. Iwakuma sets at the chest, looks down Ellsbury. The kick and the pitch, and you can see that one later. Brett Gardner, upper deck, no doubt shot. And the Yankees are on top for the first time here today as Gardy goes Yardy. Brett Gardner with an absolute mammoth of a home run as the country kid makes it a 2-1 Yankees lead here in the bottom half of the sixth. That's his first home run of the season, as the first pitch from Iwakuma misses the strike zone to Headley. Curveball, can't nick the outside half. 1-0 count now on Headley. Runs to 1-2. Iwakuma, here comes the pitch, and that's cut through. Headley will go down, back to the dugout. He goes down swinging. So that's 1 down here in the bottom half of the sixth. It'll bring up Brian McCann, who's over 2 on the day with a flyout and a groundout. So 1 down. Here comes the pitch from Iwakuma. Taken for a strike, 89 fastball, can't nick the bottom half of the zone. Count runs to 2-0 on McCann. Here comes the pitch from Iwakuma. Swung on, well hit, deep right center field. Back to the track it goes. It's over the wall. That's a solo shot for Brian McCann. Oh yes, McCann can. McCann can. Brian McCann makes it a 2-run lead here for the Bronx Bombers, as it's now a score of 3-1 here for the Yankees in the bottom half of the sixth, and that'll knock Iwakuma out of this ball game. And they will bring in Danny Farquhar out of the bullpen for the 9th time this season. He is a 2.25 ERA in 8 appearances, 11 strikeouts in 8 innings as well. And he'll be facing the left-handed bat of Greg Bird here with 1 out. First pitch from Farquhar is swung through the cutter. First pitch strike. Count runs to 0-2 now as here it comes from Farquhar. Swung on, grounded to Cano. Fields fires the first, and that's 2 down in the inning as Greg Bird is retired for the second out. As now that'll bring up the right fielder, all 6'7" of them, and Aaron Judge. 1 for 2 on the day with a single back in the 5th. Farquhar, right-handed pitcher against the right-handed bat, sets and delivers. Cut through the curveball, 78. And that's 1 strike on Judge now. Farquhar sets, kicks, fires the 0-1, and that's going to be well hit to right center. Back goes Jackson. He's at the track, at the wall, and he puts it away a step shy of the wall. Aaron Judge got all that one, but it just wasn't enough. But the Yankees do strike for 3 off of 2 home runs, and they're up 3-1 over the Mariners at the end of 6. Welcome back to the top half of the 9th inning here for some more Yankees baseball as Dellin Betances comes on looking for his 8th save in 8 appearances. The Yankees up 3-2 now as the Mariners struck for 1 in the top half of the 8th. As Betances is facing Kyle Seager, first pitch to him in there for a strike, 96 on the gun. 0-1 count on Seager. Now runs the 2-2, all evened out. Betances sets at the chest. Here comes the pitch, and that's grounded to the first baseman. Bird fields himself, and he'll step on the bag himself. And that is 1 down here in the top half of the 9th for Dellin Betances and the Yankees. Next batter up is the right fielder, Nelson Cruz. 1 for 3 on the day with a single in the 4th. 1 out as Betances sets at the chest. Here comes the pitch. In there for a down and in strike, 96 on the gun. 0-1 count. Betances sets yet again on the 0-2 count. As here comes the 0-2 from Betances, and that's cut through the curveball. That dirty breaking ball gets Nelson Cruz to go down swinging, and Betances is 1 out away from getting the save. As that'll bring up the first baseman, Logan Morrison. 1 for 3 on the day. Betances sets, delivers the first pitch of the at-bat. Check swing, but it doesn't matter. It's a ball on the play, on the pitch. And it's a full count now on Lomo. Betances sets, stretches to the plate, and that'll miss the up and in corner, 98, but it doesn't matter because that's ball 4. Morrison takes his base on the walk, and that brings up Franklin Gutierrez, the left fielder. Betances sets, here comes the pitch, misses the outside half, 95 on the gun. 1-0 count, runs to 3-1 on Gutierrez. Betances having some control issues here on the top of the 9th. Here comes the pitch. And that misses the inside half. Close call there, but it is ball 4. We have runners on first and second with 2 outs here for the Mariners. Tony Cruz comes up, the catcher. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. First pitch from Betances. Nicks the bottom half of the strike zone, 95 on the gun. 0-1 count, runs to 0-2. Betances sets, looks down. Here comes the pitch, and that's diving play by Greg Bird, knocks it down, flips backhand, Betances covering, and that's the final out of the ball game. Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win. What a play by Greg Bird to end the ball game. He dove, swatted it down while diving, fields it, and then flips behind his back for the covering Dellin Betances. And the Yankees win this ball game by a score of 3-2. Dellin Betances picks up his 8th save in his 8th appearance on the season, as the Yankees improve to 18-11, extending their AL East lead, and the Mariners drop to 11-17. Tyler Olson, deservedly so, picks up player of the game against his former team. 7 innings strong, only giving up 5 hits and 6 strikeouts on the day, with only 1 walk. Improved to 4-1 on the season, the most wins by a Yankee starting pitcher, while Iwakuma drops to 1-3. Brian McCann was 2 for 4 on the day with a home run back in the bottom half of the 6th, and Brett Gardner also homered in that same inning. His only hit of the day was an absolute mammoth shot into the right field upper deck. And with that being said, that'll wrap things up here for this edition of Yankees Baseball. I've been your host, JerseyBorn. And I'm saying goodbye.